how to break into venture. One is just move to the Bay Area. This is the densest tech ecosystem in the world. Two, we already talked about joining a mid-sized company with growth. If you want to go directly into venture and have not worked at a tech company, I think it's a bad idea because you should get that operational experience. It'll make you more marketable as a venture investor. It'll help you understand more how the entire ecosystem works. And it's also going to give you a network and give you some credibility with potential firms. So I think you have to do that. And then three, if you still really do, you also, the biggest thing is you might learn that you really love building things. And that's great. Like, if you love building things, don't go and become a venture investor. Instead, like, keep building things. If you do join a mid-sized company with growth, things work out really well, 2 to 3 years in, then what you can start thinking about is, okay, now I joined the company, it was 50, now it's 300 people. My friends are starting to leave companies. I'm going to give them angel checks. Some of my friends have maybe left to join venture firms. I'm going to like network with them. We're going to share deal flow. And so it's going to be all about building and maintaining networks. Some of you are kind of already here because you've already worked at scaled fintech companies and maybe you've even been at them relatively early. And so the tactical bit of advice I would give you if you're kind of already at that stage and thinking about doing venture is like, first, just make sure it's something you really want to do because venture, there's a lot of grunt work. There's cold outreach, there's a lot of sourcing, there's a lot of positioning, right, putting together materials. I think it is less fun in many ways than actually building a company. So just really make sure you're interested in the shape of the work. But then tactically, if you do want to break into it, one of the best ways to do is to demonstrate your ability to source really interesting companies. And the best way to do that is build a network of other investors. And the best type of investors to build relationships with is not the most senior person and the most senior who will pick your call, but the most junior person who has just joined a firm who also wants to build their own network over time. And so you basically look up the top 10 firms you think are good at investing, or top 20 or 30, and you try and find somebody who's joined in the last 6 months, and you send them a cold email and say like, hey, I want to chat, here's what I'm seeing, what are you seeing? And you start doing that for 2 or 3 years, and all of a sudden, those people start to rise, they get promoted. So that is like the very tactical, simple bit of advice in terms of breaking into ventures. Like, one, do all this other stuff, which takes 2 to 5 years. And then if you still want to go into the venture side of things, think about a very tactical way of building networks within the venture ecosystem.